Hi, Scottish Mudlarking here with Nicole and Craig. The last time we went along to a burn, we noticed in the comments that you seemed to really enjoy it. You enjoyed the countryside and that nice wee trickle of water, so we decided to get back along to another burn. And here we are. Let's see what we can find here. Really tricky to see anything, much of anything. It's so muddy. Anyway, let's see if Nicole's eagle eyes can find some treasures in here.
So, first find of the day. Can you see it? It's right in the center of the screen. It's a bottleneck. Looks like an old bottleneck. Judging by the hand-applied lip here. It's probably very dark green glass. It's broken off. Let's see if we can wash that a little bit. Okay. I really like that. It's really nice on the top here. Really nice applied lip. Bit of pirate glass. So here we have a little bit of a juxtaposition. Something that is relatively new. I mean, this might be from the 60s or it could be newer, not sure. But I can see part of a jam jar pot, and it's quite a big part. That's very nice. That is indeed very nice. I think I'm going to take both these pieces and see what Craig's up to.
Well, I think I've spent enough time here having a wee wander around. I haven't really had a bit of a look in the burn yet, so I'm going to get back down here, going to catch up with Nicole, see if she's been having any luck here.
Let's see if you can see what I see. It might be quite obvious. It's actually right next to the holly leaf. And can you see it's got a pattern on it? I can see that it's a piece of green transferware, so maybe it's blue. Really nice, delicate pattern. I think it's just on one side. Very nice to find something patterned. And it's a cute wee piece. Look what I just found. It's more or less a whole bottle, and there's some writing on the bottom there. Given that it's left here, I wonder if Craig's seen it. I'm just going to take it out, put it up. Okay, right, so it's quite a big bottle. It's very heavy. I think it's full of mud. What does it say? Oops. Okay, so I can see it says Robertson fruit. Fruit product. It's a Robertson fruit product. So it probably had some juice in it. That's very cool. I think I'm going to leave it here and see if Craig's seen it. So before we head up there and I'll show you what else I found, I wanted to show you a really special find that I think you hadn't seen yet.
Okay dokes, let's go have a peek at that. So you found something a wee bit special?
Yeah, it's just down here. Come have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look. I don't think we need to play Can You Find It?
No, it's quite big.
It is indeed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there it is, it's a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, because if we look at the neck of this bottle, although it looks like a very recognisable kind of juice bottle to me, very much the kind of thing that I would have seen as a kid.
It might be.
That lid isn't.
Okay.
The neck of that bottle, the bottleneck.
Take it out a little bit.
Okay, that's broken.
Okay, I'll turn it around, see if there's a thread. No, there's no
thread. So, right, let's have a look. Now, you said you can read the label on there?
On the bottom here. So I'll start from the side.
Sorry, I'm just looking out for anything jaggy. It's kind of jagged.
There's a wee ant.
Okay, hang on a wee second. I'm just going to get a wee bit closer than this. There we go.
Okay, so you can read it from here, and I can turn it if you like. So it says Robertson.
Robertson or Robinson?
Robertson.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fruit product.
Now I hope you can see that with the sun shining on it. As I said to Nicole, it's a little bit of a surprise to me that says Robertson. So I'm going to have a look up, see what we can find out about that. Because Robinson is quite a famous fruit drinks manufacturer today, and they're still on the go. But this isn't that brand.
No.
Now, just before Nicole dashed off to go grab her bag, so that we can take a look at what she's found, she just pointed down to this and then dashed off. I think you can see what that is quite clearly. This here, it's an old shard of a Victorian dripping jar.
I think that's deer prints. So deers obviously come down here to have a wee drink in the burn. Oh, actually, that's funny. I'm just standing here, and can you see that weird shape? It's not a rock. It's a bottle bottom. I think it is. Oh yeah, it is. Look, looks like it's got a little bit of a... No, I think it's just a bit broken. I thought it was angled. Okay, that's very nice. A bit of Victorian bottle bottom with a lovely pontile mark on the bottom. Very thick. It's a really heavy piece. So this is probably a couple of 100 grams. Let's see if we can give that a wee rinse. Okay, there we are, a bit of pirate glass. Very nice, no markings on it, so we can't see what brewery it's from. Probably a beer. That was probably a beer inside here, so big bottle. That's cool.
So if you can see through the water there, just in here, there's so much build-up of silt. So we can see the normal colours of stone and whatnot here, and everything that's under the water is covered in this layer of silt. That makes it very difficult to see things. But I've just spotted two things, and one of them, I think, I'm going to ask you, can you see it? I think here's Nicole, just come along, so maybe we'll ask her as well. Can you see it? Let's go in close and we'll see. We'll see if Nicole's right as well.
That looks like it's the perfect looking.
It looks quite good, doesn't it? Yeah, I think you can see it now. This wee bottleneck. Looks to me like a bottleneck. If that's not a bottleneck, I'm going to be surprised.
You'd have to dig really
Let's see what that is. Oh no, it is a bottleneck. Now it's not as... Sorry, for anybody who hates old glass being smacked against rock. My apologies. Nicole's found another bit, and there's a mark on that as well.
Like a V, maybe it was a W and it's just part of it left now.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I find that once you sit down and you kind of look closer to the ground, you see lots more things.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, had I not been kneeling down very close to the river, and see all that silt and muck in there as well. Yeah, but had I not been sitting down very close to the river just to record the sound of the water trickling across the stones, I wouldn't have seen this at all.
Ah, that's very cool. So we've got two finds there.
Cool.
Let's have a look at some of the best things that I've found so far.
Well, I think it's safe to say that at least thus far, you've done an awful lot better than I have. I've just been wandering about, you know, taking photographs of trees and filming the river because, you know, it's nice.
Yeah.
And you've been hunting treasure.
Yeah, look what I found. I found a real kind of mixed bag of more modern bottles and older bottles and pieces.
Right, this This bottle here is a Lucozade bottle.
I thought it might have been.
Now, Lucozade was a drink that was packed full of glucose.
Oh, okay.
And it was the kind of thing that, you know, if you were sickly as a child and you were lucky, you might get a bottle of Lucozade.
Oh.
It was really the only time. It was treated as if it was a medicine, and basically it was an energy drink that was packed full of sugar. Yeah, I remember it very fondly as a child. Loved Lucozade.
All right.
That's really cool. I hope you can see the neck of that bottle.
That's really nice, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely. It's very, very rudimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can turn it around and just see how asymmetrical or unsymmetrical it is.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a little piece that's broken off here, I think.
Oh, yes.
But you can see it's a hand applied lip, and here you can really see this is really thin here, this space here, and this is getting a
I'm
lot
just going to
thicker.
take this wee leaf. This leaf's offending my view.
Yeah, so this is really cool. I wonder if this bottleneck is from this bottle bottom, or if that was one bottle.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know.
No.
It's a nice thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what are these other bits then?
Well, there are bits of jam jar. This is actually a piece of clear glass, relatively thin, probably quite modern. Then top of a jam jar and another jam jar bit. And my only pattern piece so far, a tiny bit of transfer.
It is tiny. It's hard to see. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get in close enough with this camera to see the pattern itself. Oh, I think I can. That's a half decent job.
Yeah, it's a wee cutie.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get this stuff bagged then, and we'll make our way upriver.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Well, this is where Nicole wanted to get along to. It's rather lovely.
It might be a drain pipe, I'm not sure, probably. But this one here is probably something from a pot. It looks a little grubby. I think it's I think it's really just beige in colour. You can see the inside here, and I think actually there's a bit of glass right next to it. So that's two very large pieces here.
Can you see it? We've just arrived up here in this this little part of the burn.
Ah, I think I see some glass.
Yeah, I think I can see some glass as well, so I'm going to move in a little bit closer to that and we'll see if you can see it. You should be able to see it, I think. Actually, I say that, but I'm looking down the monitor and I can't see it, so what chance do you have?
Oh.
There we go. Now that looks to me like it's a bottle. There's a few signs here that people are using this as a modern day dump. Can you see that? There's a little bulb there, a modern bulb.
Yeah. How did that manage to stay in one piece?
Yeah, I know. I think it's quite a recent addition to the area. And there's a plastic lid. We might take the plastic lid. I'm not sure about that.
Yes, just a lid.
Yeah. Now, we're going to see what this is here, whether it's a whole bottle or whether it's just a bottle.
Okay.
So Nicole's going to give me a wee hand here. Gonna get this dug out.
Got my wee rake.
Yeah. I think we can pull that out. You know, the ground is so
It's really
soft here, isn't it?
Oh,
it's a whole bottle. Very cool.
it is. Oh, look, it says something on the bottom. It says Perth, Thompson, Craig with a K.
It's not mine then.
Craig and Co. Limited.
Right. That's a bit manky, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, there's that bottle. Now the first thing that I can see is this, you'll remember that the last bottle we found, the Robertson one, it had no threads at all.
No.
No threads on the inside and no threads on the outside. And that would suggest to me that it's quite an old bottle. It would have been corked, I guess, or had some kind of stopper in it.
Yeah.
This one would have had a screw top cap,
Yeah, you can
making
just
it
see
quite modern.
that.
Nonetheless, though, I would say that it's quite an early screw top cap. So maybe one of these plastic ones that we see before we get the metal screw top.
Yeah, it doesn't, it looks like it has kind of fewer lines going around.
Yeah, it's quite a thick thread, quite a rudimentary thread.
Really like the writing on it though.
Yeah, that's very cool. Just take a closer look at that just now. So if Nicole can spin that that wee bottle around, we'll be able to read the writing as it comes out. If anybody can hear aircraft, I'll say one thing, we're in the middle of nowhere and I've heard more aircraft sound here today than I have heard in the city of Dundee. Right, so that was made in Perth, and we can maybe have a wee look up at that company name. So what's that called? It's Thomas?
It's Thompson. Thompson Creek.
Yes.
Creek with a key.
Now, we were just looking at that lovely light bulb there, and we were almost ready to call that Star Find of the Day. And then Nicole pointed out something. Can you see it though? It's way better than the light bulb.
That is
it
so
really
weird,
is.
yeah.
No, but why wouldn't we find something like this here? You know,
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. I'll
Nicole
point
can
to
see
it.
it.
Yeah, okay. It's just
Find of the day. Let's dig that one out.
We don't have a yellow one yet.
No, we don't.
Okay, well, I'm even going to use my rake.
Yeah. Oh, there's lots of interesting graphics on that piece. Let's see.
It goes
What does
three
that say?
lines. 3 lines.
What could the 3 lines mean?
I don't know. Maybe it has some writing. There's some writing.
What
here.
does it say there?
It says, tailor made, maybe?
Let's get that bagged up. We'll take a closer look at that later. That's a star find. Find of the day.
Yay!
Now, I was just about to leave this area and go a little bit further up the burn here. And then I just looked down and I saw just a glance of something very, very, very cool. See if you can see what I can see.
Okay, yeah. What's have you found?
Just you see if you can see it.
Okay, there's a light bulb. Oh,
Yeah.
is that a bottleneck?
There's a wee piece of glass in there.
All right.
Now let's see if we're lucky at all, and we might find a whole bottle today. Everything so far to the wee chip. Oh, that's cool.
Look! Oh, that's really cool. Can you see it? I'm holding it up here so you can maybe see it better.
That's really awesome.
Oh.
Sorry, the trees grabbed the microphone.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's an old bottle as well. It's not like the newer ones we found today.
Very cool. I can't get the camera in focus. I'm going to come round and have a look at it. I don't think there's any damage to that bottle either. We've had a wee look at it. We can't see any writing on it.
No.
But we can't see any damage to it either. Gonna see if it's going to stand there. You just stay there.
Oh, little treasure.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
That is very cool, yeah.
I thought it was just part of a bottle.
Yeah, me too. So I think it would have been a Victorian utility bottle and it might have had like a little paper label in the front.
Right, so I don't know if you can see that. There's some, oh, the sun's starting to shine. You know what, I'm going to lift this over here because the sun's shining a bit and I think I'm blocking the light. And I want to shed a wee bit of light on this. Oh, careful. Nicole's going to trip into the burn pit. Okay. Yeah, so I hope you can see that there's an indented bit there in the bottle. And as Nicole says, that space would have been filled with a label.
Yeah.
So what kind of things would we have found in a bottle like that, do you think?
Not sure. Really difficult to see, but it's a nice wee bottle.
It is, it's lovely. Now it's hard to say, is it this or the golf ball? You know, we've never found a yellow golf ball, so it's hard to say what could be star find.
Could be either. Here's something. I found something with a really nice pattern. There you go. Can you see it?
Cool.
Yeah. It's always hard to tell how old pottery is. So, you know, potentially this could be really old. It could date back to the 1700s.
Is there anything on the other side of that? It's just embossed on one side.
No, it's plain on this side.
Right.
It's got an embossing on this side.
That's quite cool. I hope you can see that nice and clear.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Uh-huh.
Now we've been looking in the burn and we thought we would branch out a wee bit, but the ground here is really muddy. It's quite sinky. Sinky, is that a word? I'm not entirely sure if that's a word or not. But yeah, it's very muddy here, it's very soft underfoot. But we never know, we might get lucky along here. Now the angle on that doesn't look quite right. You see it? I'm talking about this.
Is it a teacup handle or a pipe stem or a twig?
I think it's a twig. It looks like a twig.
Oh man! I can see something. I'll point to it. It's over there. Can you see it?
I can actually, now that I look beyond. Can you see it? Nicole's heading towards it. It's a very, very unnatural shape.
Yeah.
It's the big hint. It looks like a glass, like a jam jar, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And
it's manky and Nicole's hair's in the way. There we go. So Nicole's ponytail just covered this up. There we go. Oh wow.
I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking.
So I'm kind of scrubbing the mud off here.
That looks good so far. That looks very, very good. This is the biggest piece of jar I think we've ever found.
Yeah, reveal. Okay, but is it broken? It's not.
It's not broken?
No, maybe on the bottom. No.
Awesome.
Oh, it's a whole jar.
That's very cool.
Hey, it's like
that's
a jam jar.
That's the first full jar we found. Well, I say the first we've found. That's not true because you'll have seen another video just before this one in which
we have found jars.
we found some lovely jars, and just like this one as well.
Oh, that's really nice.
Well, actually, is this one bigger? I think this might be about the same size as the biggest one.
All right.
We can put them alongside the other jar.
Yeah, sorry.
And we'll see. Okay, let's get that cleaned up and we'll take a closer look at it.
Oh, cool. I'll take it in the river.
That's such a cool find.
I'm really chuffed with that.
So we found a little utility bottle.
Yeah.
And we found a whole jar.
Yeah, and the Robertson's bottle.
So I think it's safe to say that somewhere around here, there's probably an awful lot of more stuff that's been, dumped.
Maybe, but we can't see it. Everything.
And so you're turning your nose up and wondering, is that stinky?
Yeah, mud is always a bit stinky.
Nice, stinky mud.
River mud, yeah. And I'm noticing my gloves aren't actually warm.
Grand. We'll need to do something about that. I'm going to have to switch the camera off. I've got a red flashing light that tells me that we need to change the battery. But before I do...
That's cool.
That's a very cool find.
The jam jar on the left is the one that we found today. Little doubt that these jars were used again and again to make preserves and jams. Once filled, a layer of wax seals the jar airtight, and a small piece of cloth or a wee klute is tied with a string to top the jar. We placed the jar that we found today alongside the jars that we found in the dump last week for scale. It's a little bigger, which begs the question, how big and how small did these jars get?
Now I'm being a wee bit cheeky here because I saw something a second or two ago and I thought we'd play Can You See It?
Okay.
It's quite a special thing. I've actually already lifted it up and I've had a look and I can tell you now that it's the find of the day. It's star find of the day. Everybody's expecting a golf ball now, but as you see, we've already found a golf ball, so it's not a golf ball.
Okay.
Can you see it?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's quite big, this one. It's not like a wee piece of pottery or anything.
Is it a bottle bottom?
Well, it starts off as a bottle bottom, but yeah.
Oh.
Just check that out. That's really cool.
Oh.
Coming on the side there. Now this is a very cool find. So I found it here just a second or two ago, and I popped it back because I wanted to film it. And this is a bottle, and it is a bottle. But not only is it a bottle, it's also a Vulcanite stopper.
Oh.
And it still has a rubber seal on it and stuff as well. It's very, very, very well preserved.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. It's more than cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's some writing on the bottle as well.
Yeah. Let's pop that out. Okay, you want to grab that out, and we'll take that up onto the side. We'll call it the bank.
Wash a bit here.
We'll take it up onto the bank of the burn here, and we'll take a closer look at that.
Okay.
So, we brought this up from the bank of the burn there because Nicole cleaned the bottle, which is a good thing. But for the fact that the sunlight was reflecting very, very strongly off it, it meant that we couldn't actually make out what the writing on the bottom was.
Yeah.
So here, I hope we can see it a little bit clearer now.
Yeah, so...
Still hard for me to see. Maybe you can read that out.
Okay, it's limited, so LTD. Then it says Perth.
Okay.
And then it says Thompson.
Oh, this is looking very familiar, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Oh, how cool is that?
Creek.
Okay, that's awesome. So we found two of these bottles then.
Yeah.
One with a broken neck and the other one not just with an intact neck, but with a stopper in as well.
Yeah, that's very cool.
That's fantastic.
I like this burn.
It's so cool to find two different examples of bottles from the same company. There are lots of differences between the bottles in size and decoration and fittings. The older bottle is much more elaborate in design as well. We think it's an excellent find. The company that produced these bottles began with William Thompson sometime prior to 1898. William died before his company was established. A merger with John Craig and Co. of Perth took up the bottling and aerated water parts of the business, and they operated under the brand Thompson and Craig Limited, as we see on the bottles here. What's really interesting about the top bottle that we found is that the bottle and the top appear to be from different companies. The Vulcanite stopper is marked Usher, an Edinburgh-based company, while the bottle is from Perth. Bottles like this were cleaned and refilled with homemade drinks over and over again. Any old stopper of the right size would work to cap a bottle ready for a picnic, so it's not so surprising that we find a mix and match bottle and cap here in the burn.
So I think what we should do now, we should just do a roundup, a quick roundup, and then we'll get back off to the car.
Yeah, I think so. Let's do that.
That you done?
Yeah, that's me all set up.
Well, you know what? I think that's a really awesome collection of finds today.
It really is.
It really is. We've made some amazing finds today. Those whole bottle, that one whole bottle particularly. Anyway, I'm just going to gab on and start ranting about it if I'm not stopped soon. So I'm going to pass over to Nicole, who's going to take a closer look at some of these best finds that we've made today.
Okay, let's have a look at these. It's a real kind of great array from Victorian times through to the 30s, 40s and maybe 60s, maybe 70s even.
I'm going to say 90s.
With a golf ball?
Well, not with a golf ball.
All
that Lucozade bottle, I reckon that's probably a 90s bottle.
All right,
They didn't come out in bottles like that when I was a kid in the 70s.
Ah, but it's really nice to see kind of all the different shapes and the thicknesses, and you can really get a feel for the difference in the glass. So that's really cool. Let's have a look at these bottles now. Now, what I've noticed is that we found two of these Thompson Craig bottles.
And I think you can see what Nicole's about to point out just by looking at them just now, but I'm going to let Nicole tell you.
Yeah, so they are from different times. One has an external screw.
And it's bigger as well. It's a much bigger bottle.
Yeah, and it's got a slightly different shape here. This one is kind of ribbed, and this one has two lines.
And the one on the right, I think, is a litre bottle. The one on the left might predate decimalisation, so it might be, fluid ounces and whatnot.
Yeah, we can try that out, certainly. Yeah, so this one has a screw top, and that one has a Vulcanite stopper.
Yeah, you can see that. So they both have a threaded top, a threaded bottleneck rather.
Yeah.
Just one's internal and the other one is external.
Yeah, that's
And,
really cool.
Yeah, and you can see which is which here, right? it's quite obvious.
Yeah. And then the other bottle that we found is this Robertson.
Robertson,
Yeah,
because Robinson is the fruit juice that we would know and recognise, but that
yeah.
I'm going to have to look up.
Yeah, so that's really cool. We've got fruit juice, we've got other things. Then this is this bottle bottom that I found that you can see because you were on the other side of the burn.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Yeah, so it's like MF and
I
lots
think
of
we've
letters and
seen
numbers.
something like that before.
Yeah. I kind of have a feeling we found it somewhere.
It looks familiar.
In the serious burn, maybe.
So we've seen some of these other bits, so I don't think we need to take a close look at them right now.
Nah.
But you know, I think there is one thing that I would like to just take a moment to
It's the
take in.
jam jar?
No, it's not actually the jam jar.
No?
Jam jar? Jam jar. It's not the jam jar, it's our star find of the day. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a yellow ball as well. It has 3 lines on it. We've never found one with 3 lines on it before. I think we should really sort of like, you know, if there's a reason to celebrate this evening, I think it's this.
Yeah, it's this star
find.
find. Yeah.
Star find.
I think this is golf ball number 6 if I'm counting right for this year.
But the first yellow one.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
unique.
All in, I think we've done remarkably well.
We have done really well. I think between certainly that little utility bottle, that is a fab find.
Yeah.
This jar is an incredible find. That's really lovely.
Yeah,
I want to see a picture of that alongside the jars that we found at the dump recently. But on top of that, you know, the Lucozade bottle, you can keep it, but that bottle there,
That's cool.
that's a cracker.
Yeah, everything needs a wee scrub though.
Yeah, we're going to need a wee wash when we get home. Okay, let's bag this up and we'll get off to the car.
Okay, let's go do that.
What a fantastic day it's been here at the burn. That's burn number 2. With what we found here today, we're sure to return to some more burns. We've had a really great day with some fantastic finds. It only remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting on the videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, there's a wee button just off here somewhere, might be up there. Please tap that button, you're subscribed to the channel. It really does help us. If by the time this video comes out, this wee chap's not on a t-shirt in our Etsy shop, it's definitely going to be on a mug, and maybe even a nice wee enamel tin mug as well. As always, a massive thank you to everyone who's helped support this channel through Etsy and through Ko-fi. It really does make a world of difference to us. Thank you all so much for that. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.